Hi everyone, this is Prerna and let's talk about embracing the unconventional, crafting life patterns. I was taught to walk the paved path, protected by the dangers that lay on the side. I was the weaker sex, I was. But I was born a rebel and refused to conform. Now what would I gain if I walked in a line that was created by someone else? Rather, why don't I make a pattern of my own? That has been my philosophy of life, patterns over lines. This philosophy was rooted into my life in grade 8 when I went from being an average student to a fearless risk-taker. I vividly remember in grade 8 when my teacher dissected my poorly written debate and tore it brutally. It definitely stung. But it also gave me a determination to rise above mediocrity and also forge a new path. The next few months, I worked hard to excel. The next essay that I gave, she stood up again. Now this time, my heart was racing in my throat. But she stood up and she was all praises. I had delivered. And there was no looking back. I rose to the top of my class from there. What I realized was, when you take a risk, you might come up with a different outcome. And who knew the girl who was pulled for a debate once would be standing here talking to you guys amongst such stalwarts. I went into grade 12 and I was a science student. Now, I realized I had no love for engineering or capability to become one. So in the 1990s, if you were fairly decent in studies, you would either become an engineer or a doctor. Arts, commerce, that was literally the limit of the subjects available, were not even considered. Not like today when we have plethora of options, like becoming a sleep expert, mindful expert, chocolate taster, wine connoisseur, and I don't know what. In fact, I was recently talking to a friend of mine whose cousin is a DJ, and she said that this kid who was literally failing all his grades is minting more money than any of them. Which brings me to one point, guys. What do you think a content creator with 100K plus following can be earning? Any guesses? Okay. Sorry? Okay, I'll just take it forward. Anything between 2 to 6 lakhs per month. Can you believe that? And it's still not a recognized profession in India. I told my parents I wanted to be a fashion designer. And my dad flipped. Tailor banogi? You want to become a tailor? So fashion designing was as nascent a concept in 1990s as today is a full-time content creator. My dad just didn't get it, and I had to do economics for 3 years. Now 3 years passed, and I still could not see myself as an economist. And then when I went to my dad again and told him, Dad, can I still become a fashion designer? This time, he realized that this girl is serious about this, and he capitulated. I spent the next decade enjoying my profession. I loved it. There was no looking back. I had found my calling. Oprah Winfrey was once demoted from being a TV news reporter to a TV show hostess because apparently she showed too much emotion. Now this that was supposed to demotivate her actually sparked joy. She says that is the day she forgot her job. She was stopped doing her job and she found her calling. They say that if you pay attention to what feeds your energy, you start moving towards the life you were intended for. Now imagine Oprah Winfrey giving news reporting. It's not relatable only. I can't imagine her like that, right? But imagine her as a TV show hostess and she is a success. What I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody is handed a blueprint of life. But if you find it too daunting, too rigid, please make amends. Please dare to make a change. Sam follows a straight path, goes the conventional way, does his graduation in economics, and then gets an MBA degree. Eventually, he transitions into a corporate professional navigating the business world with confidence and determination. Helen starts off with a regular before curving from the conventional and getting a fashion degree. She eventually becomes a famous fashion designer, creating innovative designs that captivate the industry. Harry, like his friends, begins with a graduation, but then every few years goes for a new profession and his life path is full of twists and turns, symbolizing unconventional path to success. Despite facing challenges and setbacks, he emerges as a key leader who inspires others with their resilience and vision. They all meet after 20 years of graduation at a reunion and discuss their successes. Who do you think has the most net worth? Who is the happiest? And who is the most successful? I don't want you to answer this question. I want to leave you with these questions, okay? Because the probability of the answers is too much and we don't have that much time. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is I could have been any of them, but I chose the unconventional, and here I am. The next few years for me were very conventional. I got married, I had the job that I really liked, but then life, as it always does, threw a curveball. And that curveball was motherhood. All my carefree, crafted plans for my life were upended. And all I had to do, had no choice because raising a family is very demanding, so I had to sit at home to be a good mom. But then 3 years passed and I was bored out of my wits. I could not conform yet again. That's the time I saw my sister-in-law, a fashion blogger, going for events and meeting celebrities. Now I had tried my hand at at blogging in 2007 and did not get head or tails of it. But this time, with renewed energy, I decided to give it my all. Because I realized this was something I can do from my home, anywhere, anytime, at my own convenience. As blogging emerged in India, I got to enjoy myriad experiences. Now here I was creating patterns which had nothing to do with economics or fashion design. As the longest surviving mom content creator in India who moved from blogging to social media, when my fellow content creators tell me that I inspire them to start their journey, I wonder that looking back, people did not understand what I was doing, let alone make money while doing it. But I kept going on. Which brings me to my next point, guys. That patterns emerged when you look backward, not when you look forward. But life is set in its own way. World is too set and it will dissuade you from going away from the linear path. But it is on you to realize what feeds your energy and stick to it. And who knows, you might be inspiring someone else in doing so. Let's look at the next AV. Can you play this? This was a study done in 2013 and it was supported by German Ministry of Education and Research. It is the brain capacity to adapt. It assumes that it didn't change once you reach a certain age. But today there are studies that show through a process called neurogenesis, some cells in the brain grow and heal, particularly during the early years. In other words, new neurons and new connections between existing ones are sometimes created. New brain cells are created by building new skills, new experiences. Every new experience you have from hiking a mountain in a new country to speaking on a stage in front of such an audience can impact the brain. This can protect cognitive function and prevent age-related degeneration. You can stop here. It's fine. So we are all given a chance to reinvent. It is on us to take it, and it's never too late to reinvent. So at the age of 35, I decided to be a blogger. Recently, I was interviewed by BBC, and when they asked me, do I suffer from mom guilt? My only reply to them was, mom guilt is a hormonal and natural reaction. It can happen to anyone. But if you ask me, do I regret giving birth to kids? No. Because if I hadn't given birth, I would not be standing here on this forum speaking to you. Mom blogger is a genre in itself today. But when I started out, there weren't too many examples to learn from. And I had to create my own patterns. As my kids grew, I suddenly found too much time on my hands, and this quest for the unknown was again pulling me. So at the age of 40, I decided to shake things up. Oh, sorry. Yeah. This is the year I trekked to Everest Base Camp, became a yoga teacher at the age of 40. I got over my fear of water and went scuba diving. I also went on a solo trip to Ladakh. All this while taking care of my household and my kids. Now I expected after 40, my quality of life will go down. Because that's what they say, that once you turn 40, things start going towards downhill, right? So I waited, I slowed down. But at 42, I again broke the mind chains. This is the year I went and climbed Kilimanjaro. I did my first full marathon, and professionally, it was the best year of my life. I won multiple awards, started a platform to honor mothers like me who were breaking stereotypes, and that's how M.A.A.OFALLBLOGS Beyond Motherhood came into being. Today, we are in our 5th season, and the love we have received all over India is unimaginable, because mothers need to be recognized. Because they are breaking barriers. They are doing so much more beyond doing things for their kids to do something for themselves. Agree? I can hear somebody say, please, do you agree with me or not? Thank you so much. And it is this thirst for the unknown and the love for challenge that keeps me waking up every single day. Whether it is doing yoga challenges in a sari or speaking to an audience over here, it is the challenges that keep me going. It is me playing with my neuroplasticity every single time. And as I wrap up, I would like to distill my life lessons into 3 key thoughts. And I like to borrow from Rumi because he said it with elan. It is your road and yours alone to walk. People can walk with you, but you have to walk it on your own. As you walk the way, on its way, the way appears. And the last one, my own. It is our ability to create, reinvent, and non-conform, which makes people like us stand on the stage shared by stalwarts like Simon Sinek, Shashi Tharoor, Sheryl Sandberg, and deliver this speech to you guys. Thank you, guys. I'm Prerna Sinha, a mother, a dreamer, a trailblazer with a million more patterns left to create.